This is part 2 of Beard Resonator Kit construction. I'm Gary Clardy. I'm here at Clardy Guitars at my shop. And part 2 is starting to build the rim and assemble the rim. So what I did first is made a jig, and it's very simple. I just took the top of the guitar, put a center line on it, and drew it out, and then drilled some holes and stuck some dowels down in here around the outline. That way I have something to hold the right shape. And these things are pretty true. It's pretty high quality kit from Beard. And I already have the first one trimmed on the end. And what I'm going to do is line that up and put some toggle clamps on it and get everything into place. Now for this first step, you're going to need the back and the front and the side. Put one more block, one more clamp. These are really nice toggle clamps. Most of mine are Pinnacle, and they came from Woodcraft. Now I've tried some other ones. The Shop Fox, I don't like them nearly as much. These other ones really seem to do good. The Woodcraft and the Pinnacle clamps. Let me just move those off there. What I gotta do is try to get everything put together here good. Really looks good. Clamp right over on this. Everything looks like it's fitting in there really good. So now I'm going over here to locate where the cuts are. And I'm going to take this thing over to the miter saw and cut it with a square cut. I've got to pull these back off and take that one piece out of there. You can see here I have the mark there. Transfer that to the inside. And I'm going over to the saw to cut this. One cut. And that's 2 cuts. Clean this up a little bit. Now we're going to put this back in here where it goes. Hopefully we can get it to fit. May have to do a little bit of something different on it. First thing I'm going to do is up that edge a little bit. Because once I get this in, it's always important to have good tight joints, but in this particular case, you've always got a little play on these joints, particularly on the guitar, because you normally put like a tail wedge in there, and then the neck covers the front joint most of the time. So looks like I've got a really pretty decent fit at this point after picking up those clamps there. So I'm going to just fasten this in here and make sure that everything is good and tight against the post and against my jig. And it's looking really good. I want to make sure that the thing is true and stays true while we get the end blocks glued in. And because we want to stay true to the original. Really looking pretty good. Bump that a little bit. Make sure we get the thing down. Okay, it looked good. Now, have the end blocks here also. I have the center line drawn on them. This is the neck block. And this has the two holes on it to line the top up when the correct time comes. So that's going to go up. And in this particular case, I'm going to put this down. So what I need to do is get some wax paper and use so that these clamps will not glue to the material. Wax paper here. Just cut up a couple pieces of it. Slide some down right here behind it so that it won't stick to her jig. Okay, there we got some. Do the same thing to the other end. Okay, we have that ready. And I'm going to fix that so that that is down there. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to do that dead center. We'll go back here. Now these are need to be cleaned up a little bit out of the box. And just remember that the guitar should be as clean on the inside as it is on the outside. Spend a lot of time cleaning glue up. Spend a lot of time getting blocks in good shape so you don't have a lot of sanding after the fact. And it's very important on this veneer lumber that things line up, because you can sand through that outer veneer and then you get an ugly finish. So I've got those ready now, and what I'm going to do is put a little glue on those, and I'm using Tight Bond 3 here. All my buddies that are in the building business have gone to this Tight Bond 3. They like it so much better. And I like putting it on both surfaces to make sure that everything is glued properly. And I have a little brush here. I like to spread that glue out so that make sure everything is covered well. You can't over glue as well as under glue, so it's important to kind of get a handle on exactly how much it takes. Going to put a couple of different clamps on this. Like a good clean joint. Looks good there. Do the same thing to the front block, the neck block, and this is actually got the alignment holes for the top going on the side that we want the top to go on. Spread this glue out. I like a stiff bristled China brush. I've tried the, the little brushes that you use for the flux on the soldering, and I just don't care for that type of brush. I prefer using these China bristled brushes. They just seem to work so much better for me. Always good to have a good joints on this stuff, and good clean joints. Very nice. I'll move that one over towards the outside a little bit. There we have the assembly for the rim. The neck block's in. the tail block. There we have the assembly, and we'll let that set up overnight for the rim. The neck block's in, the tail block's in, and we'll let that set up overnight for at least 8 hours, let the glue get good and set, and we'll come in tomorrow and start putting the ribbon lining in, or the kerfing, and that will be the next step. Once we get the rim assembly finished, then we can start thinking about putting the top and the back on it. And as I noted earlier, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a modification to this to just put sound post instead of the basket. But anyway, there you go. That completes the second part of this series of the Beard Resonator Guitar Kit construction. Thank y'all.